Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we're going to talk about all the news coming out of New York, what it means long term, what the implications are for various groups. Before we get into it, because there's a whole bunch of new people on the channel, I feel like I should make a disclosure. I have a long documented history of supporting the second. On this channel you can find it. Huge supporter, massive. Okay, it's not a secret, but I feel like I should disclose it before I say this, especially given what I'm going to say. Okay, so what's actually happening up there if you don't know? The Attorney General is moving in a direction that, if successful, could lead to the dissolution of the NRA. The allegations, they center on corporate misconduct. Okay. Yeah, this is not an attack on the second. It's not. It has to do with corporate behavior. I would also like to point out that, generally speaking, the NRA does not represent owners. It represents manufacturers. It's a lobbying group. At the end of the day, that's what they are. It will be framed as an attack on the second by Republicans. That's how they're going to try to push it. And to prove that, an hour ago, the President of the United States tweeted this nonsense. Just like radical left New York is trying to destroy the NRA, if Biden becomes president, your great Second Amendment, all capital letters, doesn't have a chance. Your guns will be taken away immediately and without notice. No police, no guns. Yeah, that sounds good and everything, except none of that's true. But I want to give you a different quote. Tell me if you can guess who said it. I like taking the guns early, like in this crazy man's case that just took place in Florida. To go to court would have taken a long time. Take the guns first, go through due process second. Now let's go back to that allegation. Your guns will be taken away immediately and without notice. What he is accusing Joe Biden of is something he has actively advocated himself. Joe Biden hasn't. To be clear, Joe Biden is not my man. And I know those in the second, those who are more concerned about their political party than their principles, would say, well, he was talking about this special case. Yeah, but see, we don't get to know that because due process comes afterward. Trump is not a supporter of the Second Amendment. He never has been. He never has been. Okay, so what's the response from the other side? The Republicans are going to go after a different group, probably a family planning group, and they're going to try to use the same legal tactics against them. At the end of the day, what both sides need to remember is that this is the U.S. If you successfully defund, ban, or whatever, anything, it just becomes a second market. It's the U.S. We thrive on less than legal markets. It's our thing. The only thing we like more than that is liberating other countries under false pretenses. This has set up a political battle. I think it's kind of a good thing because I do think that a lot of supporters of the second need to know the president's actual views, and I think it would do them some good to see how the NRA actually spends their money, because it's not spent the way they think. And I think those would be two byproducts of this. But there is also a pretty big risk of attorney generals of the various states becoming politically motivated. Now, I don't know that that's what this case is. The NRA, they very well could be guilty of what they're being accused of. I don't know. I haven't seen the evidence, and I will withhold judgment until then. But I will tell you, as a staunch supporter of the second, I do not have a high opinion of the NRA. I never have. Anytime they're needed, they're completely silent because they represent manufacturers. And manufacturers' biggest clients, best clients, are cops. Those are the ones that have the most lucrative deals. So they don't want their group to stand up against any overreach. The NRA doesn't really represent gun owners, to my way of thinking. It represents manufacturers. And I think that if you give money to them, you might want to know how that money's spent. I think you're going to find out. I don't think you're going to be happy. At the end of the day, it's another development in 2020 that's going to have long-lasting implications, and we're going to have to ride it out. But I think the benefits on this one may outweigh the negative sides. We'll have to see. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.